If you've experienced these, they're very painful. What a one-sided relationship is, it's when one person invests too much, so more effort, more emotional investment or commitment from one person significantly outweighs the other. Over time, you're going to feel emotionally drained, resentful, neglected, and lonely. You could be in the same room, sleeping in the same bed, and feel completely alone. So, naturally, it would cause you a lot of frustration and anxiety. So, these are a few reasons why we get into these one sided relationships and we don't kick these people to the curb and walk away. So, the first one is because we don't know what we bring to the table. People aren't available, people aren't present with us. Maybe we'd rather have some people around than just be alone. So we may tolerate these painful and frustrating dynamics with others where we're not getting back what we're giving. In these one sided relationships, when we get into these dynamics, the giver needs to assess what are they really good at, what are their gifts, what are their resources, and they need to value those and they need to be proud of those. Because if we're not proud of them, if we don't even know what they are, if we can't look in the mirror and say, yeah, I can do this, this, and this, and I'm really good at this, this, and this is what I have to offer my relationships, my love relationships, my family, my peers, my job, this is what I have to offer and own it. Then when you get in these one-sided relationships or just new relationships, you won't be able to communicate what your expectations are, what you want, what you need, what your preferences are, because you won't know what they are. You're going to be too scared to speak up. So you really need to know your value. You need to know what you bring to the table. Number two is we're not requiring what we're giving back. Think about all the resources you're giving. And this was like a huge light bulb moment for me. Your love, your kindness, your care, your energy, your time, your money. Think of these things as resources. And if you're a giver, a sensitive person, a pleaser, you probably give these without thinking. You may find yourself, oh my God, I'm giving all this stuff and they're not giving me anything in return because we don't really feel secure about what we want and what we need and what we expect. We can't communicate and stand up for them. Working on feeling secure in yourself, like truly loving yourself and accepting yourself down to your core, is so important and so fundamental. Healthy, normal relationship dynamics. There's not a giver and a taker. It's just give and take. It's a nice flow. Number three is we're valuing others more than ourselves. I had a huge wake up call and I realized that I needed to know what I brought to the table. I need to expect what I'm giving and I need to value myself just as much and actually more than other people because it's my job to take care of me and it's your job to take care of you. That's why we're expecting other people to make us happy and meet our needs like some Disney freaking movie. We have to value ourselves so much that we can require those things that we want and expect them. And if you're the type of person who puts others first, you put their comfort, their wants, their needs, their happiness above yours, you're really saying to others, I'm not important, but you are. Let me meet your needs, and I hope you will meet mine. All that is bullshit. I'm about really living authentically and being who you are. You're never going to be happy being somebody you're not. And I heard a phrase like this to come home to yourself and stop just trying to be nice all the time and show up as who you are. Let's ask ourselves, what is the payoff for these one sided relationships? For me, I never had to risk being vulnerable and saying what I wanted and what I needed because I was too busy taking care of other people and putting their happiness, wants, and needs and comfort above my own. It allowed me to hide and avoid rejection. But at what cost? I felt neglected, ignored, unimportant, not valued. That's going to affect your self esteem. That's going to affect when you look in the mirror and what you see coming back at you. You're not going to like you because you can't even say, hey, I want this, I need this. Because if you do, the scared part of you is like, oh my God, they're going to leave. They're not going to want me. So it's so much easier to just shut up and make them happy and cross your fingers. They're going to give back to you, but it doesn't work like that. There are givers and there are takers in these relationships. So if you're a giver, unless you wake up to these patterns, nothing will change. If you're around someone who's unavailable, they don't pay attention to you, they're probably on their phone more than they're even looking at you. They can't be in the present moment and emotionally and mentally connect to you. And that's just one example. We have to be able to communicate honestly and openly about what we want at the beginning of the relationship. And that's going to be really scary. Set boundaries. Seek support. I was able to heal my anxious attachment, to be secure now, to know my worth, to know my value, to be able to set expectations. And then we seek support, right? This could be a coach, counselor, this can be reading a book. But it's very hard to wake up to your patterns unless you have someone there helping you see them. We cannot see our blind spots. That's why getting support from someone who has already walked your path can help you. And then the final was know when to walk away. If you've already been with someone for a while and until we're ready, just speak up, nothing's going to change. And it's going to take time for you to see if they can step up for you. And it may take you walking away for them to wake TF up, because that's painful. When someone walks away from you and says, I'm done with this, that's painful. Let's be honest with ourselves. Are we a giver or are we a taker? Do we tend to be selfish or do we tend to be selfless? Be honest. That's the only way you can get anywhere in life, is to be honest. One-sided relationships are very painful. And until the pain becomes more uncomfortable than the fear of losing somebody, nothing's going to change.